in the bull run I've been in the times I've seen this. So all the money in the world is sitting here in a pile. Okay. Bitcoin is this big dump truck. Okay. I know you love my drawings. It's big dump truck, right? There's that little thing. Here's the steam coming up. Now, he's going to unload his truck. And the money from the world is going to dump into Bitcoin. And then he's going to drive into Altland, right? And he's going to go into the gates of Altland. Now he follows the gates of Altland. Okay, look, there's a cool little gate that he went into. All right, now he's in Altland, and there's Aave and SNX and Sushi, and he just starts just dropping all this Bitcoin out of this truck, and just boom, boom, and all these alts just start flying and flying and flying. And this, my friends, is what happens. And then he drives through, but eventually the truck gets filled, right? The truck gets empty, right? And he ends up down here, and he's got to take the road and go around, and he's got to go back to the pile again, which is the US dollar and all the whack currencies in the world and all the fiat. It's also all the real estate that's going to get inflated and dropped. It's all the bond market. It's also all the notes, promissory notes from MicroStrategy and all the big companies that are going to do what MicroStrategy did soon. Almost every company. It's the pension fund. Would an Arizona pension fund, a fire department, they just put their pension fund into Bitcoin? Okay, it's Miami coin. It's Miami. It's cities. And they're going to dump again into the truck. And then the truck's going to go through again into here and then dump into the alts again. And this is what you see happening during an alt season, during a real bull rally. It's just a continuous feeding of the alts as they just continuously feed. And you feed. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, if you haven't noticed what happened in the last week, like the super cycle began. Cycles begin when most people don't notice. It takes the very poignant trader to notice the first part of the cycle. It's just like when you go in for an extreme doctor visit, maybe they use a more extensive, sensitive tool on you. They can see something that no one could pick up beforehand, and mammograms and stuff. That's why they tell people to get checked early and all that fun stuff. So anyway, this is what happens during an insane alt rally, hyper cycles. The dump truck of Bitcoin takes all the money from the world assets, dumps it into the truck, drives it into Altland, and disperses the money throughout the entire market and just continues. It keeps a little bit, though. Eventually, it always stops over here. One last thing I forgot. It always stops over here at the Bitcoin mansion. Okay? The giant mansion with the columns, right? It always stops over here at the Bitcoin mansion. And it dumps, a little bit of Bitcoin in here on the way out. It always leaves a little bit of Bitcoin too. So, and this is going to be kind of, and then you have the Federal Reserve, and it keeps printing money in here, sending it in here, and Bitcoin keeps grabbing it and converting it and grabbing it and converting it and grabbing it and converting it, and then coming through and dispersing into more viable ideas and more unique projects. So here we're taking a dead horse, the Federal Reserve and the US dollar, kind of dead money, dead concepts, old, low frequency, right? Just kind of got nothing going for you. They're only going to lose you, take you down. They're actually going to make you feel depressed. Like, they actually have low frequency attached to them. No lie. Like, they're not good to have on you. They're bad, right? And we convert them into positive energy and beautiful things and things that can be sustainable and will probably grow for hundreds of years and continue to gain value instead of something that's been around for 100 years and has lost 97% of its purchasing power. So if that was a little story for everybody of how we win in the world here when it comes to, and I didn't know I was going to do that right now, but I think that was a cool little lesson, and I think we can all benefit from that little story that we just talked about.